Has this ever happened to you? The weekend's here, weather's perfect, and then you go out to your favorite classic car or motorcycle, turn the key, hit the starter, and then you start looking for the jumper cables or a jump pack, or you try a cable charger that might take a couple hours to recharge the battery. And then by then, the perfect ride's been spoiled. This has happened to me on more than one occasion. And even though I've been preaching that classic cars and motorcycles are an adventure, and you're really not 100% certain that you'll be able to have a hiccup-free ride, a flat battery is one thing that's definitely preventable if you follow some of the tips that I'll share today. Got 3 great tips on how to ensure that your classic car or vintage motorcycle will be ready for any trip whenever you are. All of the items that we'll be sharing in this video will be linked in the description. So here we go. I don't know how it is where you are, but fortunately out here we can pretty much drive and ride year round. It does get a little chilly, like right now it was 32 degrees this morning, but it's usually not cold enough where we have to keep everything put away into winter storage. But if you're in a snow zone, or if you have a car or motorcycle that only gets driven or ridden once in a blue moon, even if you're 100% certain that there's no parasitic drain on your car or motorcycle, it still loses a bit of juice from just sitting around. So to help prevent a completely dead battery, most people will suggest that you disconnect the negative battery cable or use a battery cutoff switch like this one to disconnect your negative battery terminal. Personally, I think taking off the battery cable is too much of a hassle after a nice drive, and the quick disconnects aren't really that great when connected to your car, because when you're trying to start the battery, you got to put a lot of amperage through some very thin metal, and it doesn't always get the full cranking power when you use a quick disconnect like this. So I think using a float charger or a trickle charger like this one is a better way to go to maintain your battery at full charge. Not only will it ensure that your vehicle is ready to go whenever you turn the key, but it's also the best way to maintain the longevity of your battery. And besides tires, I think batteries are one of the most expensive replacement items for cars and trucks, so having them last as long as possible will save you money in the long run. I don't know about your area, but around here, electricity is getting a little bit expensive, especially without solar. So the cheapest rate for electricity is usually at night. So here's the second tip to help you save even more money. Use a timer to turn on your trickle charger at night and have it turn off automatically in the morning before the rates jump back up. I have a smart timer like this one, which I can control from my cell phone, but any regular timer switch will do. But the timer switch allows me to monitor the electricity that I'm using so I can ensure that the charger is working. When I notice that there's no draw on the charger, then I know that the charger's not hooked up properly or the battery is really going bad. Now, in order for this to work, you need the battery charger or maintenance charger to start charging as soon as it's plugged in. So some chargers have multiple functions, like being able to switch from 6 volts to 12 volts or switch from regular batteries to lithium ion batteries. And so you have to select the mode before the charger actually begins. So you really want just sort of like this type that's really simple. And let me just show you why. So you basically want one that's really simple that will turn on as soon as the timer ticks on. So here, I'm just gonna turn on my timer switch automatically. And you can see it now is turned on and it's automatically starting to charge. I don't have to touch anything. So this is the most basic battery trickle charger and maintainer. So this is from, I guess they call this the junior, battery tender junior. But any type that will do this, you don't want one that you can select modes and stuff like that. You just want to be able to turn it on and have it start charging it immediately. So again, when it turns off with the timer, and then when the timer comes on, it starts charging right away. So I don't have to select anything. So that's the type you want to get. That's the type of setup you want to get. Again, I have this one. It's rated for outdoors. It doesn't get wet here in my garage, but it does seem like it's more heavy duty, a little bit better build quality than some of the indoor only versions. So one caveat, I've only tested this on AGM batteries and regular lead acid batteries. I don't know if this will work with lithium ion. I haven't tried it. I don't have any lithium ion batteries, but I do know it works pretty well with just your regular lead acid battery. Okay, before I get into this final tip, if you're finding these videos to be helpful, please consider subscribing to the channel for more car and motorcycle content. And I'll actually be starting a email newsletter pretty soon, where we'll share the latest news on motorsports, some more money-saving tips, just like the one I'm sharing with you today, and maybe a clever wrenching trick or two. So we'll cover everything from motorsports, classic cars, vintage motorcycles. So please sign up using the link in the description. Okay, the third and final tip is to get one of these SAE pigtail connectors, and they basically allow you to attach this to the battery and leave the battery inside the car. You don't have to mess with alligator clips. There's a little quick disconnect on the side that it fits into the charger, and they're usually a little tight. But this will connect here, and then the other end will connect with the ring terminals to your battery, and then whenever you need to plug it in, just plug it in like that. This works great if you have multiple cars and motorcycles like I do. I have one of these on every car and every motorcycle, so I can just rotate the charger around and then charge one a day. They do make chargers that have multiple plugs, so you can charge, 5 cars or motorcycles at the same time, and it really defeats the point of this money-saving hack, because those chargers tend to be a lot more expensive and really sort of defeats the purpose of having the timer. I just rotate the charger between different cars. So I just unplug it from one car, plug it into the next car, and that evening that car gets charged. Then the next day I'll plug it into the next car, and then that evening that car gets charged. I just rotate every night before I go to sleep, and then rinse and repeat. And for a bit of extra convenience, Noco has these heavy-duty quick disconnect pigtails. So you can see the wires are not super thick on these compared to the ones on, like, say, the jumper cable. But Noco, the brand that makes my jump pack, they actually have a pigtail that's more heavy duty, quick disconnect pigtails, and it allows you to connect either their maintenance charger, or a battery charger, or because it's so thick, it allows enough amperage that you can connect the jump starter to the pigtail. So it's a nice option to have if you're like me and occasionally forget to swap over the battery. But if you're taking my advice that I've shared in this video, you really shouldn't have to use a jump pack. You should always have your battery maintained. But at some point, I think I'm just going to switch all mine over to the heavier duty pigtails, because I just like the added versatility of being able to either connect it to my battery charger or being able to jumpstart it just in case I need to use it someday. So, well, I hope there was a good nugget in there for you. And again, all the links to the products that we talked about are in the description below. And again, please sign up for the newsletter for more money-saving tips. And thanks for watching.